Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about content predictions for this weekend's content here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day, tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. We really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. So if we look at last week's content as kind of a model for what season 8 content is probably going to look like, at least for a bit, it is 4 100 overalls, 4 dark matters, and then we got 3 or 4 invincibles. I believe we got 4 invincibles last week as well. And I'm trying to remember who they were: Evan Mobley, Joe Johnson. Who were the other 2 guards? Cade Cunningham and James Harden. So we got 4 invincibles, and then we got 3 GOAT cards in Penny, KD, and Wilt. So with that being said, I think they'll probably follow that structure for at least a couple weeks. That does make sense to me. Feels like a very end game structure with all dark matter and up. So I don't expect the structure of the drops to change very much, but we're also going to be getting 3 more, at least I think we're going to be getting 3 more MyTEAM Festival GOAT players, MyTEAM GOAT Festival. So we're going to kind of predict what both of those things are going to look like. We'll start with the regular drop, and I'm thinking first and foremost, it's just there's so many different names for dark matters and 100 overalls and things like that at this point in the year. It could really be anybody. So if there is a player you want, y'all let me know in the comment section down below who you want to see. That being said, my number one request, when you look at the best budget cards and budget positions in the game, there are a couple positions that I do think as a whole are lagging a bit behind in terms of the best attainable cards. And to me, more than anything, that position is probably still the point guard position, because while there are good point guards, you have Invincible Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who you can get for free, 100 overall Cassie Russell for, I don't know how much is he, a little bit over 100,000 MT, etc., etc. Dino Raj is a solid card, or not Dino Raj, Denny Avdia, I'm sorry, is a very solid card. There's other really good, like Rudy Fernandez from last week even was a really good attainable point guard. That being said, there are a couple guys, and I continue to mention them, and I'm going to continue to mention them until they get cards, because they should, before endgame, absolutely get at least dark matter, if not 100 overall cards. And I would love to see a 100 overall point guard who's 6'8", 6'9", with good sigs and a good jump shot as well. But Delano Banton and Dyson Daniels are the 2 guys to me that really stand out. Stephon Castle as well feels like a good candidate, especially Castle feels like more of a 100 overall candidate. Dyson maybe, Delano Banton probably just a dark matter. But Delano's 6'8", Dyson and Castle are 6'7". Those are guys who would be impact point guard options with size to at least try to compete against the Ben Simmonses and LeBrons of the world, and maybe occasionally they'll even get a stop on a Jokic or somebody like that. But they're guys who will absolutely match up with anybody, no matter who you have at the point guard position. Now, I will say, I know you can get, if you just get the Pro Pass and grind a low 40, you can get GOAT Dr. J as well that can play the point guard position, and that's a great card as well. But it would be awesome to have a 10,000 MT 6'8" Delano Banton with pretty good sigs to the point guard position. He would be a stud. It'd be awesome to get 100 overall Stephon Castle, who's 150,000 MT and is 6'7" with Pro 2 fade, gets a change jumper and better sigs, and he's a stud, really good attainable point guard. Like a couple cards like that would absolutely benefit the point guard position pretty significantly. And the same can be said again for the small forward position. I'll keep mentioning these guys because they haven't gotten cards, and I feel like at some point they probably will. Jonathan Bender and Danny Ferry make sense to me as names of guys we could get. Now, Ferry specifically, I'll be totally honest, and Bender to a certain extent as well, but especially Ferry. Ferry feels like the type of name that could absolutely drop as a GOAT Festival player. He's a 6'10" elite small forward, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see a dark matter 100 overall Danny Ferry, like a 6'10" dude who's had base 98 in the past with these incredible jumpers. They could absolutely give him Patty Mills and a great upper and make him super duper good 6'10" small forward with like God tier 6. Like, I wouldn't surprise me at all. Jonathan Bender, 7 foot, same thing. Wouldn't shock me. Would love to see those cards as well. And then you can never have too many attainable centers. You know what I mean? Big men, George Merson, Sean Bradley, Manute Bol, whoever else it may be. Those are guys who you'd love to see quick cards as well, especially 100 overall or dark matter cards. But what it really comes down to is the Invincible tier and the GOAT tier when it comes to these Friday drops. And honestly, the Invincible tier last week was pretty underwhelming, and I kind of expect that to continue. While I don't think the Invincible cards are going to be bad cards by any means, I don't expect them to be cards that quite get the animation touch-ups of a GOAT card at this point in the year. And I also am not completely sure that they're going to just in general be quite as good, like name-wise, like the players that actually get the cards. We're getting more and more of these like recycled 100 overall players, and I just feel like at some point we're probably going to see continue to see really these more mediocre invincibles. Like an invincible Ray Allen would make sense to me. You know what I mean? He has 100 overall. He hasn't gotten an invincible yet. That's card would make sense. Invincible George Mike, and I'm sure you could pick a lot of current NBA players that could get invincibles. I'd say like Karl Anthony Towns, but he just got a card. I'm trying to think of who else needs an invincible card who hasn't gotten a good card. Like some of these, I don't know. Maybe we get like an invincible Josh Giddey. Who knows? That's just a name that pops into mind. Karl Malone feels like a name. Maybe he gets a GOAT card. Maybe he gets an invincible. Could get a net card. Tim Thomas, invincible Tim Thomas would make sense. We just got a Beasley who's a GOAT card. Tim Thomas would make sense, although he could also be a GOAT festival player as like a MyTEAM legend type card. Those are the type of names that I'm thinking for invincibles, though. It's going to be guys who aren't uber superstars at this point in the year, but guys who are good players, like guys who have Dark Matters, 100 overalls of cards, and are going to get upgrades, but aren't insanely like huge pack selling names. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I think we're going to see for the most part. The GOAT cards, on the other hand, are going to be the exciting pack name super duper star type cards. And to be fair, these guys didn't really have invincible cards, so maybe we'll continue to see some of these guys who didn't have invincible cards get GOAT cards. Like Larry Bird feels like a name to me that absolutely could get a GOAT card. Would make a ton of sense this week to be one of the GOAT cards in packs. In fact, I think Larry Bird is the one that I'm most confident about this week. He makes a ton of sense to me as a guy who could absolutely get a GOAT card and be really, really good. Maybe a GOAT Tim Duncan. I know he was the season 6 level 40, but hasn't gotten a card now, and it's been what, 3 months, so he wouldn't shock me at all. He doesn't have an invincible. I could totally see him getting a GOAT card. At some point we're going to get GOAT LeBron. He's going to be point guard eligible. I could see that as well. I know he got an invincible not that insanely long ago, but it was season 6 and we're in season 8 now. Like that would not shock me at all to see LeBron as a GOAT card. Somebody like that as well makes a lot of sense to me. And then for the actual GOAT players for the festival, these are more so going to be your, not as much NBA legend names, but your MyTEAM legend names. Like, for example, my number one prediction for this week for this would be a GOAT Bol Bol. Like, to me, that makes a lot of sense. They dropped the guards last week. I bet they drop a big and a wing, and I feel like the wing, like a small forward eligible Bol Bol would make a lot of sense, especially considering 2K just dropped GOAT Dirk Nowitzki. 7-foot small forward would not shock me at all if they put a 7'2" small forward behind more of a paywall. That would make a lot of sense to me. That's my number one prediction for a GOAT player this week. Outside of that, I really don't know. There are so many different guys it could be. We could get a GOAT Terry Dishinger. We could get a GOAT Danny Ferry. We could get a GOAT Taco Fall. It's not a card I personally want to see, but I wouldn't be shocked to have that card come out at some point. You know what I mean? Like, those are the types of guys who at some point probably will be getting GOAT cards. These MyTEAM legends who people have really liked using in the game for a very long time, and maybe they get GOAT cards as well. I really don't know exactly who those people will be, but it'll probably be some more unexpected names in terms of maybe not players who are quite as deserving of GOAT cards for their actual performance in their NBA careers, but more so because of something that's glitchy about them. You know what I'm saying? Generally speaking, size at this point in the year, or something along those lines. So we will see exactly who we get. My number one prediction is Bol Bol. Outside of that, I really don't know, in all honesty, as of right now. So we will have to wait and see exactly who we're going to get. But I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.